Okay, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. This is the first Midnight Madness stream of the week. My general plan is to stream Monday morning at midnight, Thursday morning at midnight, and then, or maybe Wednesday morning at midnight, maybe a little better, or Thursday morning, and then Friday morning also to avoid streaming on the weekend. All right. So anyway, we're going to continue this evening. We're actually taking a little bit of a detour, which, of course, if you follow the stream at all, you know there's nothing at all unusual about that. Okay, we're going to start to set up a data model, which I'm actually going to be using tomorrow with the young lady from Tunisia also. I got the data from CAGO. It has to do with customer churn with a drug company, like a wholesale drug company or something like that. It has information like doctors and stores and stuff like that. So let's just take a quick look at a few little data here. Now my understanding of data model is pretty simple. I mean, to me, the difference between a database and a data model is primary and foreign keys. Because if you set the primary and foreign keys correctly, the model automatically draws itself. The lines between the connections between the two things are automatically taken care of. Okay. So let's go over here. Take a quick look at some data over here real quickly. This is a nice sized data set because the fact table has like 1.1 million rows. And here we are, customer churn prediction. Okay? And here's our data. Okay? Just open up this. This is the one that's like 1.1 million rows. Okay. And here's the fact table with the 1.1 million rows. All at once. And we're going to be importing this data. We're going to try to import this data manually, rather than using say something like SSIS. Yes, we could do it with R or Python, but I haven't got either one of those two solutions to work yet to connect to. So anyway, I'm going to agree with this because when you first look at this, it looks like this, and they all start like this. They have a column with no name in it. Okay, you have a column with no name in it. Stores the same way. The only thing I can figure out is if there's no name, then it treats it as an auto increment file. So we will soon find out. We're going to import these by size, so we can put up hopefully a little bit of success here. Before we jump into the data, see, it doesn't come with anything. You got this auto increment function here. Hope you notice the nice colors. This is an extension called what? CBS, pretty CBS or something like that. And it makes it very easy to follow the columns down, okay? Oh, it says doctor name, but they replace the doctors with the doctor space reference number. Okay, that's fine. This is called like CVS color or something like that, or CVS pretty or something like that. I don't know what it is, but anyway. Okay, and so forth. Payments is like 4 rows or something like that. I don't know. Payment methods. Again, there's nothing for the first thing here. I'm going to presume that people who did this know more about databases than I do. Yeah. Okay. We can call this, what are we going to call this database? I'm going to call it wholesale drugs. And of course, if you're in the background, thanks so much for stopping by. Of course, I would appreciate it if you find this video instructive and helpful. Give the video a big thumbs up. That's all I'm asking this evening. Just a big thumbs up for the video, okay? Of course, questions, suggestions, comments are located in the comments below. There was also the prompt I use all the time for ChatGPT. It works great with the paid version. Even works great with the free version. And that's actually in the description below the video. Okay. I also mentioned, look up in the top left-hand corner of your screen. You can see the name of the current song that's playing. Okay. Do we have? Well, this may have nothing to do. Let's take a second look at this data here. Okay. So I guess the drug stores, what should we call this database? Should we just call it customer churn rather than trying to get all tricky with it? So the server name is the server name equals the computer name. New database. Seems to be working kind of slow this evening, though. Like I say, suggestions are always welcome. Okay, so come down here, Cust Churn. Now we try to begin to import flat files. Yes, I know this would run better if I was running on a native environment rather than a virtual machine, but there's a principle involved here. Don't ask what the principle is, just know there's a principle involved. Now, the last thing about this data set, it already tells us what it is. Now, technically, for consistency's sake, there should have been fact underscore bill, okay? Just for the sake of consistency. Matter of fact, we may actually change that, okay? What's the smallest thing here to import? See, the first column is there, but I don't know what it's going to wind up being. It's kind of strange. No, there shouldn't be any null, but it's easier than worrying about right now. Good job. One down. Task. What did I just import? I imported a payment method. So we'll see what happens. We may run into some problem with the length of the invar. By the way, what I learned out today from Udemy is that invar refers to the what's it called, the uniform, uniform code, UD, something like that. Well, that's good. Of course, the big challenge is going to be the 1.1 million rows. I'm going to say this has been anonymized a lot. I mean, city, no address, which is okay. We shouldn't be allowing all, but we want the thing to crash because of that. Oh man, the problem probably is let's just take it a couple minutes to do. Ah, good. Close. 5. F5. Yeah, sometimes what you have happen in important data from CSVs, it doesn't guess the column type correctly. You could probably do more by selecting a larger row selection, by selecting more rows for it to evaluate. You can see this is taking a moment or two to import. So the next thing will be to set up our primary keys in our 4 files. Success, that's it, that's a relief. Now it's deep breath time. Now we're going to try to import the actual fact file. Fact bill, as I like to call it. I'm going to call this I mean, sometimes the only choice is to import everything as a character column or an in character column, and then change it, and then change the like I say, this could take a minute or two. just to protect ourselves, we're gonna do everything. We'll make everything on the net. Of course, some people would say we should do a decimal and not a float. Like I say, I'm changing this from a tiny init just to make sure we have enough room. I notice there's some things here that we may not be able to answer. So, no rain. So I believe what this means is it's going to look through the columns for 1,000 rows and make sure that it's the proper format. Let's go over here then. Finish. This is going to be a little tricky. I'm taking a deep breath here because we are trying to import 1.1 million rows into SQL Server. Now what's in there, it should handle with ease. It's just that the import process might not work perfectly because of the number of rows. I mean, what could happen is it could time out. Okay, the import process can time out, in which case I don't really know. What could we do? Boy, I don't know. I'm just hoping it actually does import. Anyway, of course, if you're out there in TV land watching this stream tonight, thanks so much for taking time out from your night or your morning, whatever part of the world that you are in. Of course, again, I'll just ask you one favor: give the video a big thumbs up for me today. I also want to apologize for the video from the last session not showing up. You can't watch it. So what happened was something happened on YouTube, and it said that the video was created 54 years ago. So it's there, but you can't watch it. So I got an open ticket for it. I'm gonna drop back by support tomorrow and just see if there's any update on my ticket. Because I don't even think I can download it. Let's just see something here. It's crazy. It's like, okay, how do you come up with a 54? How do you come up and say it was created 54 years ago? Well, the other thing that's kind of happened is I got tired of trying to memorize 4 or 5 passwords, so I decided to use the free version of NordPass. The only trouble is I forgot my master password, and I didn't have I didn't bother to create the emergency coder, and I didn't bother to turn biometrics on. I didn't bother to create an emergency access code. So I got a ticket to them saying, hey, just go ahead and just delete the account and rebuild it, and I'll take care of it later. Because I've only like 2 or 3 passwords in it. You know, I can see if you have a lot of passwords, 4, 6, 8, 10 passwords or more, it can be helpful just to just to only be able to access them with a single password. Okay, so we go over here like this, analytics, content. Oh, by the way, I've now had over 250,000 views. Thanks so much for all the folks out there who have helped me with that, who made that possible. So, which one is it? Here's the live. Let's go back and take a look at. See, and I can't. And I can't download it. Let's watch it on YouTube. Oh, great! Let's see what happens here. Don't tell me they fixed it and made a liar out of it. Nope. The live stream recording is not available. When was it created? Streamed 54 years ago. Okay. So I don't understand that one. In progress, well, in progress is good. It hasn't choked yet. And while we're sitting here, we might as well go to ChatGPT and ask it. I'll continue to use the free version. I have the ChatGPT Plus, but I'm just keeping the free version to just to show what you can do with it. Okay, now I will mention that I do have this prompt here, and for me this was a game changer because it makes it possible to really focus in on the tools you're trying to use. If you want, I'm going to ask you about SQL help or SQL Server help. It'll say, oh, what do you want to do? And it'll say, oh, I'm going to get my SQL Server expert. This is a free prompt that works great on the free version of ChatGPT also, as well as the paid. Okay. If you're working with databases and ChatGPT, you want to be sure to tell it the obvious question is, if I say, yes, I want to make a database schema, what's it going to say? Okay. All right. Success. This is fantastic news, friends. We actually do have new query. We actually have now I will mention, of course, we could in fact connect to SQL Server through either VS Code or Visual Studio 2022. Okay. So how many customers do we have? Good grief, we have 278,000 customers. Holy smoke, Bullwinkle. I don't think we have that many doctors, do we? Let's see. $72,000 doctors. Wow. Did we count stores yet? And 43 stores. Okay. We know we have more than, well, how many rows of data do we actually have? 1.1 million, okay? Let's take a look at the new foreign key. Interesting. No, we don't want a foreign key, do we? So let's take a look at our bill columns down here. Where's the date? I only see, interesting. Well, let's take a look at the min-max date ID. So this is, so we got 1.1 million rows. We only have 6 months worth of data roughly, right? Yeah, 5 months worth of data. Well, let's do this. Let's just do a count by date. Date count, any consistency? Seem to be between 6,000 and 3,000 at most. Most of them appear to be in 6,000. There's 183 rows. All right, so let's just begin working on our keys. Uh-oh. We need to alter take a look at the fact table. Okay. Okay. Okay, we need to keep this handy. Let's work on the Cust. So in order for it to be a primary key, what? That's right, it has to be not null. So let's see what happens here. So let me come up here. Very good. Well, I'm sure this is a oversimplification of the of what a data model is, but hey, what the heck, you know, you only go around once, right? I'm not sure what to do with that tiny init. It almost looks like an index column, but I don't know. So, come up here. I wonder if this will work. Let's go ahead and save this. Right, and it never hurts to, just do a little reminder of, yes, and you can see the traditional naming convention PK for capital PK for primary key. Then it'll be FK for foreign key, okay? Which certainly worked up here, didn't it? No, it's not called dim payment key. It's called, that's not the correct name for it, but that's all right. You get the point. Good, so we got doctors, payments, oh, it's a small net. Interesting, okay. Foreign. Let's take a look here at something. That's interesting. None of these are showing keys, even though they were supposedly created. Interesting. Let's come back up to customers. This should throw an error, right? Saying it's already done. Interesting. Wonder why it doesn't show up. Anyway. Let's do this. Let's start back up here. Let's start with store reference. Now, why is this actually important? Well, the reason is it makes joins and sorting much faster. I mean, the difference between a key or index and trying to work a sort or a group or try to do a join between two tables that don't have the key set up, it's a difference of night and day. I mean, it goes from dead dog slow to like blazing fast in a heartbeat. Okay, so we're going to alter table fact bill. Okay, a foreign key, right, on store reference ID, and the foreign key is store reference ID. So let's just see what happens here. Oh, that worked. Now let's just come up here to do something a little bit funky, shall we? Let's see. Don't know what file table. Let's see what system tables are. Or database diagram. Let's just bring in all the. Let's just have one happy family here, shall we? Now we should have, right? We should have one connection between what store and doctor and add. I can see something here. Let's close that one. So let's see if we actually get a join here. There it is. Okay. And there, my friends, it's, at least as far as my understanding goes, is a very simple example of a data model. The data, to me, the data model is all about primary and setting the correct primary and foreign keys. All right. With that, my dear friends, this is a great place to stop. So let's just stop right here, and we'll probably pick it up. Thursday morning. Wednesday morning, Wednesday at midnight. Yeah, that way Friday morning's a skip between it. So there you go. In my limited understanding of data models, this is a data model. What makes a data model is primary and foreign keys. Okay, so if you set the primary and foreign keys correctly, you talk about the star diagram or the star and the snowflake diagram. You know what? It takes care of itself, in my opinion. A properly designed database is going to, and in most cases, is going to determine its own model. Okay. So anyway, hey, of course, while we're here, let's just do a quick screenshot. With that, my dear friends, thanks so much for stopping by. We'll catch you again Wednesday morning.